Imagine walking into a room and easily getting people's attention, not because of how attractive you look or how many pickup lines you've practiced, but because of the quiet power of your mind. Women naturally gravitate towards men. That radiates confidence, authenticity, and purpose. It's not about putting on a show or trying too hard. It's about developing simple yet powerful mindsets that make you irresistible in the most genuine way. Mastering the mindset to attract women not only enhances your attractiveness, but also establishes a strong foundation of self-worth that transforms every aspect of your life, from your personal demeanor to your interactions with others, resulting in a magnetic energy. Are you curious about these transformative mindsets? Continue reading to discover how to present yourself in a way that attracts the attention of women. Number 1. Act like everything is fine around the world. What if I told you that the most attractive guys in the room don't have perfect features or an unbreakable air of mystery? Instead, they have a simple but deep belief that everything will be okay no matter what. Think about it. Often we overthink the process of connecting with others. We fear rejection or uncomfortable situations. Successful men know these fears are normal, but don't let them overpower them. Mark the moment they are willing to face the unknown and see mistakes not as failures, but as chances to learn and grow. Alexander the Great, a Stoic philosopher, once said, "You have power over your mind, not over outside events. If you understand this, you will find strength." This way of thinking is like playing a game. Relationships can be challenging, particularly when meeting women. For example, let's say you're at a party and finally get the nerve to talk to someone. It goes away, leaving you speechless and wondering what to say next. What do you do? Stay away from overthinking every word, or do you smile? Take a deep breath and tell yourself that this is only a moment. If you go into a situation thinking that everything will work out, your body language changes. And that doesn't define me. Your shoulders drop, your voice lowers, and you give off a sense of calm confidence. This calmness is attractive. It makes people feel at ease and encourages real connection. But how can you develop this way of thinking? Instead of dreading rejection, see it as feedback on what worked and what didn't. Each contact becomes a stepping stone. As Thomas Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways that won't work." 2. Be in the present moment. Anxiety usually comes from worrying about things you can't change. If you stay in the present, you'll be able to interact more honestly. Ask yourself, what's one thing that you can change? I'm interested in this person. Real interest in something calms people down and sparks meaningful conversations. Important talks. 3. Develop resilience every day by stepping out of your comfort zone, whether it's talking to a stranger or trying something new. The more you push yourself, the more you'll believe that everything will be okay. For example, one of my friends decided to talk to at least one new person every day for a month. Some conversations went well, while others were awkward. By the end, he realized that the world didn't end when things didn't go as planned. Instead, he became more calm and approachable, which women found attractive. Find humor in the awkward moments. No deal breakers. Laughing about them can deepen your relationship. As Eleanor Roosevelt said, "Do one thing every day that scares you." Instead of perfection, life and relationships are about showing up, learning, and enjoying the journey. And when you believe that everything will be okay, the world becomes a place of possibility. Women prefer grounded, emotionally secure men because they can relax and be themselves around you. Not number 2. They will turn their heads towards you, saving you the trouble. Second, fear. You don't have to look at them. They'll look at you. Have you ever asked yourself why you're so focused on proving your worth to others? Why do you feel the need to convince someone, especially a woman, that you're valuable. Let me be clear, you don't need to prove yourself to anyone. People often tell us that men need to show how valuable they are to women, but the truth is that trying too effectively to show how valuable you are makes you look insecure, and that's the opposite of attractiveness. The most attractive men aren't the ones who brag about their achievements or try too diligently to impress. They embody self-assurance and don't attempt to conceal their true selves. Consider this. Would you trust a leader who constantly seeks approval, or would you gravitate toward someone who exudes quiet confidence, deeply rooted in their identity? This is the Stoic mindset of self-validation. The Stoics believe that your value comes from your actions and inner character, not from what other people think. Marcus Aurelius famously said, "It amazes me all the time. People care more about what other people think of us than their own opinions." When you stop trying to prove yourself, you find something rare: self-respect. And when you have self-respect, you radiate it in a way that people can't help but notice. Men with this kind of quiet strength attract women. Instead of asking, "How can I get her to like me?" consider asking, "Do I even like her?" This isn't arrogance, it's discernment. Attraction should be two-way. When you connect with others out of curiosity instead of neediness, you show that you are confident and worthy of respect. Imagine you're on a date, and instead of bragging about your job or hobbies, you ask thoughtful questions that show you're interested. You're cool and not trying to get their attention. The woman starts to discuss the reason, stating that your energy makes her feel as though she already knows who she is and does not need to prove it. 3. The study of hope. Studies in psychology show a strong link between self-confidence and how beautiful someone thinks they are. When you act from a place of internal validation instead of external approval, you naturally look more attractive. When Steve Jobs showcased Apple products, he didn't waste time trying to convince people why they were revolutionary. He had such a strong belief in his products that people simply followed his lead. 4 useful pieces of advice. Building up your confidence doesn't happen fast. Develop habits that enhance your self-esteem. Set goals and learn new things. Stop trying to get acceptance. When you find yourself trying to get praise or talking too much, stop and ask yourself, why do I need their approval? Use the reverse frame method when interacting with the mindset. I want to see if they meet my standards. Your inner interest and compelling nature draw many people to you. As James Clear said, every action you take is a vote for the kind of person you want to become. Once you stop proving and start living, you'll realize that real attraction isn't earned, it's inspired. Step 3. What type of attractive mindset do you possess? Get women to like you, like crazy. What types of thoughts captivate women? Imagine walking into a room full of people. Instead of seeking selfish gain, consider how you can improve this moment for everyone. This small change in viewpoint is the key to making connections that feel real, magnetic, and irresistible. The secret to genuine attraction lies in this. People who are content with who they are don't need people to notice or validate them. Instead, they exude confidence because they're content with who they are. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Don't waste time arguing about what a good man should be one." This idea also applies to attraction. Don't try to look valuable, be valuable. So how do you add value to your interactions? What does value really look like? Value isn't about money or flashy actions. It's about being kind to others. When did someone last make you feel seen, heard, or appreciated? It made a mark, right? Here are some examples of how to offer value in real life. Instead of saying things like, "You're pretty," give real praise. Try doing something real and unique. Your energy fills the room and spreads like a virus. A study from the University of Kansas found that praises that are specific to the person build trust more quickly. Make good times happen. Organize a fun activity, such as a quick game of darts at a bar. People will remember your actions more than your words. Learn to listen actively, say their name again, ask them important questions, and make them feel like you heard them. I really liked what you said about X. What made you think that way? The problem lies in the fact that two individuals are giving away free things. If you give with the expectation of receiving, people will pick up on your underlying goal and turn away. It's not about manipulation, it's about genuine contribution. For example, if you buy someone a drink at a bar, if your gesture screams, "Now you owe me your time," it will feel transactional. But if your attitude is more like, "I'm buying this drink because I want you to enjoy yourself," no strings attached, the vibe is completely different. Women are particularly perceptive to these dynamics. If your kindness appears conditional, they will immediately perceive it. But when it is genuine and pure, it will distinguish you. Put it to the test. Here's a question. Only consider how you can enhance your next outing. Genuinely compliment people, bring someone who is shy into the conversation, or crack a joke that makes everyone laugh. For example, if you're with a group, you could ask, "Hey, what's the weirdest thing you've ever ordered at a restaurant?" Make people laugh and feel closer to each other. You'll be astonished by the ease with which people approach you, as your mere presence enhances the atmosphere in the room. Human psychology deeply roots the idea of reciprocity. Harvard studies show that people naturally want to be generous and kind to others. When you give positive energy, others want to return it. Focusing on giving instead of getting is the key to being truly magnetic. Show up as someone who makes the moment better without any ulterior goals. Maya Angelou said, "People will forget what you said and what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel." So ask yourself, what value can I give today? Everything you do is a number 4. Every interaction is a chance to improve yourself. You take over the world. Investing in yourself will help you conquer the world. Imagine walking into a room and instead of thinking about whether a certain woman finds you attractive, you focus on becoming the best version of yourself with every interaction. This small but powerful shift in mindset changes everything. When you talk to women or anyone else, you're not just making a connection, you're building a foundation for your own growth. With every conversation, you're improving your social skills, getting out of your comfort zone, and boosting your confidence. Think of it like putting money into an account that grows in value over time. The compound interest will make you more valuable to yourself and others. Focus on the process instead of the results. Instead of worrying about whether you said the right thing or if someone likes you, ask yourself questions like, did I approach with confidence and authenticity? Was I always present as my best self? Did I make a fun and intriguing environment? This way of thinking isn't about quick fixes or short-term approval, it's about long-term growth. By following this concept, you focus your energy on things you can control, like your actions, reactions, and attitude. How can you cultivate the mindset of a magnet? Accept pain as a way to grow. For every embarrassing moment, there is one more. Over time, mastery studies in psychology show that repeated exposure to uncomfortable situations lowers fear. For example, the more you practice talking to new people, the less anxious you'll feel. Celebrate progress, not perfection. Did you show up today? Did you learn something new from a conversation? Great. It takes time to earn confidence. It doesn't just appear overnight. Focus on having fun instead of worrying about what will happen. When you're having fun, it's contagious. Ask yourself, am I enjoying this interaction? If you are, chances are the other person is too. Here's the secret. When you stop worrying about what will happen and start living with intention, attraction happens naturally. Individuals who are content with their identity tend to attract women and people in general. They can tell you're valuable because you're yourself and don't seek approval. A quick case. Say you're at a social event. Instead of looking around for possible love interests, you smile at and talk to everyone in the room. Think about the things you ask and really listen. You could tell a funny story or use someone else's style without meaning to create a warm and inviting presence. By the end of the night, someone might approach you not because you were trying to impress them, but because your sincerity stood out in a sea of fake interactions. When you put yourself first and think about how you can add value to every interaction, this effect happens naturally. Albert Einstein said, "Try not to become a man of success, but rather a man of value. If you do that, you'll find success in everything you do, including relationships. Therefore, keep in mind that every encounter presents an opportunity to establish connections with others and develop into your true self." That's the kind of man who doesn't just attract women, he inspires them. Don't let the chains of doubt hold you back. You will shine with your truth. If you let the bondage in your mind go, you will shine with your truth. Imagine you're at a busy bar where the energy is high and you start talking to an intriguing woman. People exchange names and occasionally remark on the music or the atmosphere of the venue. Then there is silence. You try so hard to come up with something to say during that awkward pause, but every thought tells you, "I'm not interesting enough, and she doesn't care what if I mess up." Does this sound familiar? Here's the truth. You do have a lot to say. Your mind is full of ideas. Most people encounter obstacles due to their tendency to filter themselves. They suppress their voice out of fear of judgment. Let me ask you this. What if you stopped filtering? What if you just said what was on your mind, unedited? Do you believe that your thoughts, regardless of their peculiarity, suffice? Sure, you might say something silly at first, like, "I once ate ice cream for breakfast every day for a week," but guess what? That's okay. Confidence isn't about saying the right thing, it's about owning what you say. As Dr. Brené Brown famously said, vulnerability is the birthplace of connection. When you let yourself be raw and unpolished, you give off an aura of sincerity that encourages others to do the same. Try talking to someone about your thoughts outside your comfort zone. Don't think about what you're going to say first. Just let it run. Let's say you see her drink and think, "That drink looks fancy. Is it as delicious as it looks, or is it one of those Instagram-only specials?" Do you see what just happened? You didn't think about it too much. You just said something simple and funny. If she does not laugh, it is acceptable. However, if she does, you have established a genuine connection. Hugh Jackman, for example, said in an interview that he won his wife's love not by putting on a polished act, but by embracing his quirks and letting his personality shine. He didn't try to be perfect. Instead, he leaned into his imperfections, which led to a love story that's lasted decades. Don't worry about being perfect. Instead, enjoy being imperfect. Although awkward, saying your truth and owning your voice will attract the right people. You don't need anyone else. There's a magnetic way of thinking that makes women want to be with you right away. You possess a mind that swiftly draws in women. Let me ask you something. What do you really need? Food, water, and shelter. Yes, those are the basics. While there are essentials for survival, the actual list of necessities is surprisingly short. Now here's the catch. Most people mix up wants and needs, especially when it comes to relationships. For example, you might want a beautiful, smart and humorous woman in your life, but you don't need her. This is where true confidence starts. If you think you need someone, you cling to them, overthink, and change yourself. On the other hand, When you know you don't need anyone, you exude confidence. It's not arrogance, it's freedom, and freedom is magnetic. Imagine yourself drawn to the energy of a beautiful, charismatic woman. While most men would do anything to win her approval, you stay grounded, know your worth, and aren't afraid to leave if the dynamic doesn't fit. This ability to walk away is what I call the power of detachment. It's about realizing your happiness doesn't depend on others' approval, not being cold or uncaring. This stems from a psychological concept known as scarcity bias. We value things that are rare and difficult to get. Showing you're not desperate for attention makes you more attractive immediately. 2. Changing your mindset. How can you cultivate this mindset? It starts with a change in your point of view. Don't compare yourself to others. Focus on your contributions. Discover your own strengths and unique traits. Am I chasing or choosing? Chasing shows despair, whereas choosing shows confidence and purpose. For instance, instead of saying, "I hope she likes me," I could say, "I choose that she likes me." Should I rephrase the question to, "Do I enjoy spending time with her?" This change alters your communication style with women and others. Here are 3 reasons why maintaining confidence can be challenging. Don't try to be someone else. Be yourself. Oscar Wilde. Real confidence doesn't come from pretending to be someone you're not. It comes from being yourself without any apologies. When you can say, "I'm enough," without any hesitation, people will gravitate toward you, even women. Confidence isn't about never feeling fear or doubt. It's about not letting those feelings control you. Take action right now. Not sure where to begin? Here are 3 steps you can take. Learn to rely on yourself. Feel satisfied about taking care of your own wants. Make your own food. Get your things done and solve your own issues. Follow your dreams. Men with goals, whether in art, fitness or business, typically attract women. Find what makes you content and do it. Detachment from master. When you feel a strong pull towards someone, take a moment to think about it. Remind yourself that it's okay to want someone, but not necessary. Here's a task for the next week. Focus only on yourself and don't look for approval. Instead, work on becoming the best version of yourself and watch how people start to notice you without you even trying. This way of thinking stems from the realization that your strength, confidence and focus are integral parts of who you are. Draw people to you. What's stopping you from stepping into your power today? It's all inside you. 7th, how do you decide if she's worth your time? 7th, how do you measure things? Should you spend time with her? Before you ask how to impress her, you should ask yourself if she's even worth impressing in the first place. Such a mindset shift boosts confidence and alters your social interactions. One life is short, so is time. Think about it. You shouldn't pursue people who may not want you, in line with your ideals and goals, or the famous investment vision. Warren Buffett said it best, really successful people say no to almost everything. This is true in business and in relationships as well. New viewpoint. Most dating advice suggests winning her over by buying her dinner, showering her with compliments, and making her feel incredibly important. But what if you did the opposite? What if you invited her to prove her worthiness instead? The key point is that you're not being arrogant, rather, you're simply being deliberate. Ask yourself if she challenges you intellectually and inspires you to be better. Is her presence adding value to your life, or is she just filling a void? These are not questions about yourself, they are necessary. Imagine if job interviews were only about the candidate impressing the employer and never about the employer showing why their company is a wonderful place to work. 3. Relationships should go both ways. Why do women have such high expectations of themselves? Because effort shows worth. Women don't want someone who is too straightforward to win over. Being picky sends the message, I am someone of value and I seek someone equally valuable. That's the power of boundaries. This is not a game, it's about setting rules. 5. Setting the frame. The next time you meet someone new, tell yourself this: she's auditioning for you, not me. For example, instead of offering to pay for dinner or buy gifts right away, let her fail and walk away with honor. Stoicism means controlling what you can and letting go of what doesn't. Change how you talk to her. Ask her deep questions that show what kind of person she is. Let her into your world, but only if she's earned it. And watch how she reacts when you say no or set limits. What's in it for her? At first, this may appear self-serving, but in reality it's reciprocal. When you hold yourself to high standards, she will reciprocate. We women want to feel like we've won over someone special. It's in our nature to want what feels just right. As an example, let's say you're on a date, and instead of telling her all the wonderful things about yourself, you ask her, what's something you're really passionate about that most people wouldn't guess? Her answer shows more than just her interests. It shows her depth and perspective. If she answers thoughtfully, that's a positive sign. If she brushes it off, that's your cue to move on. 7. The final thought and the primary focus. Knowing your worth and not giving it up will attract people who value your time and effort. As the great Tony Robbins once said, you get what you tolerate. So set your standards high and let the right people rise to meet them. This concludes our exploration of the mindsets that attract women. Don't forget that real attraction is based on trust, honesty, and respect. It's not about flashy words or fake actions. It's about being yourself and letting that show. Focusing on self-growth is an important part of changing your attitude to attract women. Kindness, emotional intelligence, and lasting relationships are not just short-term bonds. If you liked this content and found it helpful or uplifting, please hit the like button to show your support. Please remember to subscribe to the Stern Goddess for more inspiring thoughts. Please share your thoughts and experiences in the comments. We are interested. Also, remember to click the notification bell to ensure you never miss another amazing video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.